Good morning, welcome to SlimChat. It's Tracy. And I have a bit of an illness. I can't quite pinpoint what it is. I have a bit of a bit of asthma, bit of a cough, only a small one. A little bit of a tickle in my nose, only a small one, and a bit of a tickle at the back of my throat, which felt scratchy, but now kind of doesn't. But only a small one so far. And I slept until almost 1 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm kind of a bit late with my chats. But I didn't sleep at all until about 5. I want to say 4:30, 5 o'clock in the night. Tried, but I couldn't get off. So anyway, I got a bit in the end. And woke up about 10 something. I made some tea and Gary said, "How do you feel?" Because he would text me. I was like, no different really. And he went, "That's not good." I went, "Well, it's not worse." Then I fell asleep and I woke up 1:15. Oh well. And I do feel a little better, although I'm a little bit nasally, a little bit in my throat. Well, just hopefully it'll go as quickly as it came and I won't really get much. Somehow, with my luck, I don't think that'll happen. But you never know. You do get the odd one. But I don't know if I will ever get the odd one now I've had all these lymph nodes removed. Or whether I'm destined now to just suffer whenever I get anything. I'm just hoping, obviously, it's not COVID. Already had that once. Don't want it again. It seems like an annual event if it does. So, let's have a look and see what the kitty cat has to say. Oh, I'm a bit forgetful, so I want to get it done early. Let's see. Oh, it's funny. It was Lawley said about she often loses things. They go in a safe place and she never finds them. And she also lost a safe key, but luckily she has a spare. And I went, yeah, so do I, but it's in another safe place. Makes no difference. So this is common problems with pet humans. And remember, I turned 2 pages by mistake yesterday. Humans store small living fish in bowls or in a garden pond to keep them fresh. And they store small birds in cages, presumably to snack on them later. But they keep these foods items for months and sometimes years. When we eat them, they get upset. I often used to say, when my mum used to say, "Should we get a bird table?" And I'd say, "No, the cats will think it's a dining table." So, yeah. So can you imagine them sitting there waiting to pounce on it? But in the end, when I did have something like a bird table, I didn't really. So yesterday's movie quote was, "Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to." Was Miracle on 34th Street, and Carol got that, and Diamond Smiles. And someone asked me what J2O was, but I don't remember who. It's a fruit juice drink in a bottle. The brand is called J2O, and they're all different flavours. You get kind of like apple and passion fruit, or orange and something else. Well, the ones I like are called Glitterberry, which comes out at Christmas because it has glitter in it, and they're all like berries. It's really a nice one. And the apple and raspberry, which is absolutely gorgeous, because you know my taste buds went really iffy when I had my jab, my second jab, when they went distorted. Well, I couldn't have anything fruity if it wasn't, I think oranges were the only thing, once it started to come back, that I could kind of tolerate. And everything else didn't taste like it should. Well, that was one of the first fruity drinks, other than orange, that tasted okay. When I was in hospital, I could just about tolerate orange squash, which is cordial. I don't know if you call it squash, but yeah, cordial. But yeah, J2O, they're usually in pubs. And so for someone who's the driver, or who doesn't drink in your party, or doesn't really want to, they're a nice fruity drink that's adult. You know, rather than saying, can I have a pint of orange or lemonade or half a pint of it or whatever, you know, or Coke, because Coke can get monotonous. You can have a J2O, which come in a variety of flavours. But yeah, so I got some for Christmas for the whole period, you know. So I got a couple of glitter berries, a couple of boxes, a couple of little boxes of the other one, and you only get like 4 to 6 in a box, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I got 2 of each, so I've still got a few left. But that's a J2O anyway. So this one. Oh hell, can't read that. Let's have a little looky. My writing on this particular day. Oh yeah, there's a choice of 2 here. I'll do this one. What's funny about Biggest Dickus? What's funny about Biggest Dickus? Sounds like my normal lisp situation at the moment. I can't turn my light off. There we go. What's funny about Biggest Dickus? Or in other words, what's funny about Biggest Dickus? Now we had that movie quote, not that particular one, but a similar one a little while ago. It's hopefully fresh in your minds. Biggest Dickus. So yeah, not going to be a very long one, because I'm going to get another cup of tea for one thing, and sit down, and I've also got to do a giveaway and check out my winners, and I just remembered something I was going to tell you and I forgot now. Oh, yesterday I made a roast. Oh my goodness, it was the best one I've made in many, many, many years. I used to be really good at roasts and make them really well. Then after that, they were good, but they weren't, not the best one I've ever had. But you know, they were roasts. You can't really, well, you can have a bad roast. My mum, when I was a kid, used to make roast potatoes beautifully. Then as she got older and older and older, she would just not have the heart in it anymore, and her cooking skills got really bad. And my sister and I often have a little giggle, or a big giggle, about her potatoes, because she would leave them in the pan for so long that they would become like armour-plated fat balls, because all the potato had gone inside. You put your fork in and this oil or fat would just squirt out or flood the plate, and they were just like crunchy armour-plated fat balls. So yeah, you can make a bad roast, but it wasn't one. It was an absolutely to die for. My potatoes went just how I like them. You know when they're kind of breaking, so they've got like crunchy kind of broken bits on, but they're all fluffy and yummy inside. That's how it was. And well, it was nice. And we used up kind of the last of our turkey and pork. The rest, whatever's left over from the pork, has now had to go in the bin. It was fatty anyway, that bit. This is the turkey's last day that you can use it, I think. It's not that much anyway. We've got beef that's was only cooked the day before yesterday. So that, I think it was. Anyway, yeah, sure it was. Didn't do it yesterday, so it must have been. And that's kind of good, and I'm going to make a curry of that. But Gary wants to do it in a slow cooker, so it makes it even more tender. So I have no idea what we're going to have today. I'm probably going to have whatever leftovers were from yesterday. I don't know about Gary. I haven't worked that out yet. Anyway, yeah, I had biscuits for breakfast. When I say that, I don't mean rolls dipped in gravy. I mean shortcake, shortbread, whatever you want to call it. I just had a few pieces of that with my tea. It was nice, because things have returned to normal taste-wise. But half the battle with my ill, you know, when I felt ill, I kept thinking, is it because I've just been eating all the stuff that disagrees with me? Do I feel crummy because of that? And I probably do to a certain extent. But that's not why. I've got a scratchy nose and throat, and I'm going to have to blow again. So just bear with me a sec. Hey, I'm back. Breathe again. Breathe again. Mike and I listened to that the other day. We were doing, while everyone was chatting, we were listening to music. And he got a bit nostalgic and started listening to things that reminded him of when he was a kid that I listened to. And one of them was Tony Braxton's Breathe Again. I used to listen to Tony Braxton a lot in those days. What was the other one? I think it was a Celine Dion song. I can't remember which one. But it wasn't the obvious, you know, one. Wasn't her first one or Titanic. There was another one. I can't remember the one it was. But anyway, it's Celine Dion. And I said, well, what about Mariah Carey? And he went, oh, no. Don't really remember you listening to it. But he did like her when he was a kid. But I said, oh, well, I did. And I kind of reminded him about Without You and a few others. But the ones he kind of remembers, his earliest memories of sitting in the car listening to my songs, apparently, was Celine Dion and Tony Braxton. I used to listen to a lot of women in those days. It's weird now that my tastes changed, because I did, you know, I listened to Mariah Carey, not the later stuff. When she got a little bit too, I went off for a bit. That's the same reason I go off Beyonce. I like Beyonce, she's a brilliant singer, but when she does too much of that, I turn her off, because it just gets on my wick. Oh, that's a good word of the day. I should write that down. It just means, you know, it gets on your nerves, basically. I don't mind a bit of R&B, as long as they stop that, you know. A little bit on the end of a song I can understand, like, or on the end of a verse, whatever, a line. Not too much, though. It just leaves me a bit, oh, turn that off. The same sort of reaction I get with rap music. When I don't mind a little bit of rap, I don't mind rock rap, I don't mind Will Smith type rap. But when they're just bang-diddy, 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 it's just like, oh, turn that off. I feel like someone's shouting at me and I can't handle it. Anyway. So yeah, that's quite a nostalgia trip. Harley at the moment's finding music for Paul, and he sent it to me and went, Harley found me this music. I can see the boys being just like their dads, because both of them sing now. And the other day when we had Mike and Gemma and Tyler and Charlotte here, when we were doing the music, you could hear Tyler singing. He sings the sounds more than the words. But he's got a few songs that he knows off by heart, like Phil Collins ones, and he sings along to them. He sings all the time, and he sings the songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Jingle Bells, and lots of songs that he kind of sings to us, which is really cute. And Harley does exactly the same thing. It first of all started dee-dee-dee in music, because, you know, while he got a thing about games and walkthroughs, especially Sonic or Mario, and he would, you know, the music is kind of like dee 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 dee. He would do that. He would sing it, kind of. But now he sings as well. So and it's weird. I sort of reminded my boys that, you know, when they were young, used to hate the sound of kids singing. Used to really annoy them both. And if there was a music that we were listening to and suddenly they had a choir of kids singing, they'd switch it off. So I can't stand kids singing. Oh, how times have changed. Now it sure is. It's kind of cute, isn't it? But it is. I said you'll change your tune later on in life when it's your kids singing. No, I won't. Oh, yes, they will. But yeah, I can see them both singing just like their dads. And probably Tyler will end up playing some instruments just like Daddy, because he'll pick it up. And I did buy him a guitar last year. It's way too big for him, but Mike wanted him to have a guitar, so it'll be there for when he's old enough to start playing it. Anyway, I haven't really got much else to talk to you about today. I slept through most of my apart from last night. I was sitting up. I got through all the soaps, and I kind of had a backlog of Coronation Street. I'd let that go on the run up to Christmas, and because there's so many episodes a week, it's not hard to get really behind in it. And I thought, well, you know, the soaps always do this Christmas big story, and I thought I better watch it then. So I just let it carry on playing through while I was crocheting and stuff. So I finally kind of got up to date. I think I might have one or two left, but they're like yesterday's really, so they're gone. So it was good to get up to up to speed. Pardon me. Whew. I don't know what's wrong with me, really. I'm just hoping it's not the dreaded COVID. We'll see. I'll have to do a test, I guess. But it's really hard to get hold of the lateral flow tests. In the UK, we get access to lateral flow tests, and they're the ones that are not 100% accurate. But if they say you're positive, then you probably are. And then you have to take a PCR test, which is a real proper test, which take a few days to come back. So if you get a positive lateral flow, you take another one just to back it up. But I've never had a positive lateral flow, only negatives, and then felt. And we only take them really normally when you're going to go see other people, like go and see Joyce in the hospital, like, well, nursing home, or, you know, when we were going to be getting together before Christmas and it got crazy, we might do a little test before we meet up. We can't get hold of them for love nor money now because everybody has to take them, and so they suddenly got a lot more demand, and it wiped them out. So now they're struggling to meet the demand of lateral flow tests. But when they get them back, I've got one left, and I don't want to use it. I want to save it for Gary when he visits his mum. We had a bad batch, and they come with a little pot of liquid, and when you do your up your nose or your throat, whatever, you meant to like put it in the water and do this for like count of 5, and then you take it out. But when you do that, there's so little water in there that it would be bone dry and there'd be nothing to test it with, which was really stupid. There must have just been a duff batch, but we wasted about 3 or 4 because of that, because they were just... Gary thought it was me. He said, "Oh, you're doing it wrong." I'm like, "I can't be doing it wrong. There's no way of doing that wrong. You said to be a moron." Anyway, I think it was just a bad batch because he did them wrong too. So I'm going to get off and upload this, and sorry about the bed hair, but I just I'm just not up to my usual standards. I feel a bit iffy. So I still feel well enough to talk to you though. Just not early. So I'm going to find something that I'm going to do for a giveaway. I'm going to film that and get that up on Crochet Rocks. And I did film a thank you video. I'm not sure I like it. I'm going to have to watch it through and see. And I've got to find some music for it because it's not Mike's music on that computer yet. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Take care. And I will see you on the next one. And if I suddenly don't do one, you'll know that I feel iller. Is that a word? More ill. Bye for now. Love to all.